And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes your guest. He's an actor and composer who has broken into and is recording tonight from the Malibu estate of Australian filmmaker Peter Weir. It's Michael Cassady. And he's a writer, comedian, musician, and board-certified silly Billy. It's Paul Rust. Tone Zone is here to say goodbye to Hot Girl Summer and hello to Awkward Boy Autumn. I'm her husband Daniel saying hop on board the Love Bus. Say hello to your best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison with her good times never end. Allison Rosen doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison Rosen. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little boo-boo-loo-boos. That particular carbohydrate. Oh, I've already messed up, but we're going to keep this because it's so good. Hello, my little boo-boo-loo-boos. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular fun-to-say carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon.
Patreon.
By Rafael Castaneda. Now, boo-boo-loo-boos, what are they, you're thinking? Unless you know. I looked it up. It is a Mexican dessert. It's chocolate with marshmallow and strawberry in it. It's like a layer of strawberry stuff, jam, probably a layer of marshmallow, and then enrobed in chocolate. I say yes. And I say you're going to enjoy this show because I'm very, very excited for the group of people who are here. Real fast. Allow me to explain. I'm on Patreon. Bonus episodes of The Friend Zone, Zoom parties. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. Access to this video of what we're recording right now. And I feel like I left something major out. Oh, yeah. And you can submit carbohydrates and I'll call you them. Look, you guys, this one, I can feel it already. It's loose. It's coming apart at the seams. I think people like that. Allow me to say hello to these guests. Paul Rust, hello and welcome.
Oh, hello, and thank you for the welcome. It's so good to be back, Allison. Just always a joy.
I am so excited. And we have started, but it doesn't seem like it. Hello, Michael Cassady.
Oh, hello. Hi, Allison. Hi, guys. Great to be back.
I like
Hi,
that
Mike.
you're recording standing up because it allows you like maximum gesturing.
Yes, that's why. I have to be able to gesticulate optimally.
Now,
I hope Mike takes off the mic and sort of like Henry Rollins style will like wrap the cord around like his arm and his elbow. Do you remember?
yeah.
When Henry Rollins would do that. It looked so cool.
Okay. Well,
so you don't have
let's keep
to do
that
it
in mind
now.
for later.
Yeah.
It's like so cool, and it's also like you yourself are getting ready to go into storage with the cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like part of your body.
Yes.
Let me wrap up my heart and arteries here.
So Daniel mentioned that you had broken into someone's house to record because we used to always give you good-natured shit about the angle, which made it look like a surveillance camera. Are you in a different room or just new angle?
No, Peter Weir's house. I did break into Peter Weir's house. And I thought in honor of the Truman Show that I would take a different angle on the whole thing and capture it in a way that more felt like, I'm just zooming now. I'm not sneaking into somebody's house.
Yeah.
I like it.
I am sneaking into another major film director's house. But other than
Well,
that,
that's
it's not similar.
That's your thing. And also that's your circle.
It's my thing. Yeah, that's my circle.
Daniel, hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dan.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
How's it going
Hello.
in the house? Because there's been so much yelling and so many meltdowns, and our 4-year-old's new thing is, you don't even know me. And I don't know where you got that.
Yeah, he's very dramatic. He's very into being the bad guy these days.
Yeah.
Lots of villains. Always, up to dastardly deeds.
His teachers told me about his evil guy laugh, which is like, yes, I am very well aware. And it sounds like that. I think we might have talked about it on the Monday show this week, but it sounds like this. And then I was going to say the little
even
one.
louder than that.
Yeah, and then the 2-year-old does it, and he goes like, ah, 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 ah. It's very cute.
That's
We
good.
need to get him a little mustache he can twirl.
Yes.
I think they might be getting ready for a bath.
Okay.
But don't be surprised if there's some barging in happening because they are really on one this afternoon, as they say.
Yeah. Well, Owen.
It's like it's back to school, right? And this time of year too, it's starting to be witchy times out there. The vibes, autumn vibes.
Yes.
Changes mentalities of kids.
Love it.
And it's interesting. Mike and I were once asked to be They Might Be Giants cover band at a spa, and they were going to call us They Might Be Getting Baths. That was the name that we were going to be forced to have, and we said, no way.
Because there's no music you want to hear at a spa more than They Might Be Giants.
The relaxing, soothing sounds of They Might Be Giants.
So you turned it down because you have integrity and standards and an image to uphold. Question for both of you. Do you ever find yourself looking back and thinking, oh, I wish we had taken that gig?
Oh, the last thing I think about before I fall asleep is usually, you messed up, Rust.
And what about you, Michael?
I think we did the right thing. I think you got to just it's all behind you. Those things. That was the right decision. It had to be. It got me here.
It was just
Yeah.
important. We didn't want to. We said, just call us Don't Stop or We'll Die. We'll play spa-based They Might Be Giants covers. We have, we don't have the integrity.
Yeah.
for
I pitched
avoiding
to them
that.
like maybe we could do a ska
Ooh.
version.
A ska spa.
There's never a bad time to rock and roll, man.
That's true.
That's true.
And if you had been a ska-based They Might Be Giants spa, a ska spa.
Yes.
Oh my God, imagine horns at a spa.
Imagine thinking you're going to a spa, but you actually end up at a ska.
Yes.
Is that like a ska? A ska
I said I
is
wanted
like
to go to
rave?
a health spa.
I'm going
not
to a
health
ska this evening.
Man.
Oh, is that ska water? You could say that. And I don't know what it would
Sweat.
be. It would, it would be sweat and water served out of like the bell of a trombone.
It's like whiskey scented sweat.
Yes. Tony Thaxton, welcome to the show. Now, as I mentioned 2 episodes ago, there is now a guy, and I like that he's doing this, who keeps track of the exact time code that I introduce you in the show. And he mentions it in my Instagram comments, at Allison Rosen. And I think that this is like the best time thus far. We're not even at 10 minutes yet.
Yeah, you made it single digits this time.
Woohoo.
Proud of you. I still think there's room for improvement, but I'm not running the show here.
Classic
just-
T Thax. I like it. It's a compliment with a bit of reality tossed in.
That's right. I gotta keep you in check.
Keeps me humble
Yeah, exactly.
and in check. Tony, welcome back. You were just
Hi,
out
Tony.
Hi.
in the world playing
Yeah.
a show. Shows.
Just one show this time.
How'd it go?
I have a couple this coming week. It was really fun. It was nice to get back out there. I'd done a couple of shows here in town with these boys, that Don't Stop or We'll Die, and but then this was the first.
Yeah.
This was a Motion City soundtrack show, which is a lot more just exhausting, just because it's an hour and a half of very high energy playing,
Wow.
and I was pretty much sore the second I got off the stage, and was just beat. And I'm still kind of recovering, even though the show was on Friday. My body actually feels I'm not as sore as I thought I was going to be at this point, but I just feel like physically exhausted. Like I wasn't gone that long, and it feels like I'm just like out of my mind recovering. But I had a good time. It was nice to travel again a little bit. The airport can be very annoying, as we all know, but that was my first time since February 2020. It was my first time flying since the last Motion City soundtrack show I played. So yeah.
Did you meet the pilot or not?
Yeah, he let me fly a little bit.
Did he give you wings?
Very good.
Yeah.
Did you sit on his lap or did he get up?
It started that way while he was like teaching me the ropes, but then
Yeah.
after like 2 minutes, he was like, "I think you got it."
He came up behind you. Were holding a bowling ball, and he in the cockpit. He came up behind you and showed you how to bowl a perfect strike.
Yes, exactly.
Did he ask you if you've ever seen
Tony
a grown
just
man
did
naked?
it through, I guess it's like through by asking and through charisma. But there is like a easy way to eventually be able to fly a plane while you're on the flight. If you just ask like the lowest flight attendant, "Hey, can I help you?"
Shortest?
The lowest on the totem pole, but the shortest too,
Okay.
if you can. If
Lowest
if it could be
not
both.
altitude. Okay.
Right.
If it were, I would get on my hands and feet and crawl down the aisle, and then whichever one I lock eyes with, that's the one to ask.
That's the one.
That's the one to ask too.
I don't know who it is, but when I see them, I'll know.
Because that's the lowest one.
Yeah.
Certainly
Well,
true. The lowest, yes.
So wait, how do you do it, Paul?
So you ask a flight attendant, like, "Hey, can I help you? You look a little overworked. Can I help you hand out the peanuts or help pour some of the water or the coffee?" And they'll go, "Yes, thank you. And you go, "You know what? You just take a breather, take a 5. I'll handle this." And they go, "Okay." And then you say to the next flight attendant, "Well, hey, if I could do this job, I could probably do your job." And you just work your way up to the top flight attendant who can get into the
Cockpit?
What's that? Or the cockpit. And you just go in and you go, "Hey, I'm the top flight attendant now. I bet I could also just fly this plane." And the pilot goes, "You're probably right. You've been around planes a bunch."
I read a book written by a pilot recently, and they have a whole chapter about this where time and time again they'll hear a tap 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 on the cockpit door. They open it, and somebody comes in and they say, "I'm the top airline steward now, so I should be able to fly the plane." And their hands are tied.
They have to.
And then they're like, "Here you go." And then the plane lands safely and everybody's fine. And that's how pilots are created, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Well, especially after 9/11, it's been based on that. Go ahead.
Right,
Yeah.
because they have the FAA is so strict at this point. But when you said like you just say I'm the top flight attendant and they have to, it's like the flight equivalent of someone yelling Marco. Like imagine if no one yelled Polo. It's like the other shoe. Like they have to. They get
Hated
fined if they don't.
Yeah.
Also, if you put your fingers in a circle while you're walking in and the pilot looks at the circle, then he has to let you fly the plane.
Yeah, either punch him or he lets you fly the plane, and they'll always let you fly the plane.
Yeah. Because they
Especially
hate
if you
being
look
punched.
tough.
Yeah.
But-
And
And this
if
is
you
like
can kick them in the nuts before they can stop you, they owe you a Coke.
oh yeah, if you say the same thing as them, then you have to go, what are the advisors 910 jinx? And if
But
they have to say your
that's when you're
name
sitting in-
before you finish, or else they can't talk until someone says their name or something.
Yeah, if you're like,
Yeah.
look out the right side of the plane, there's a Grand Canyon. And then you go up, knock on the thing and said I said it at the same time.
Yeah.
And then the mission control, no, not that space, but air traffic control is like, "Hey, come in, making sure that you got the right runway." And they can't say anything because of the jinx.
That's right.
Yep.
And we're not
Sorry.
helping them. We're little stinkers.
There's been a lot of casualties because of that, which is sad. And this might be in that chapter that you just read, Michael, but I was thinking about, okay, so you got to work your way up. You got to keep telling the various higher level flight attendants to take a breather because you're going to do their job. So what would be the minimum length flight to pull this off? Because if you're just going like Orange County to Ontario, I don't even know if there is an Orange County to Ontario flight, but or
It
like
depends.
to
I feel like that's a
Vegas.
real pro move. If you can do it in one of those little pond hopper planes, I
Yeah.
think that's like you are like those are the mavericks of the game that are able
Hell
to
yeah.
Right.
But I think, for a novice, I mean, let's try transcontinental just to warm you up, give you
Oh, wow.
10 hours to get your
Yeah.
confidence up, at each little phase. And there's more room to prove yourself because you're delivering meals and snacks, and you can win people over and move up the ranks a little faster.
Well,
I mean,
and
that'd be my advice to the novice.
And that's the dirty little secret about all of this is the work is better when this is happening because the person doing it is giving it that 110% because they don't want to goof up and be caught.
Yeah.
And I've heard some passengers go, I like it when somebody's trying to work up the hierarchy of the stewardess.
They all
and the
know.
stewards.
Yeah.
The flight
Real
attendants.
meritocracy.
Yeah. Hey, it's capitalism at work because it's that
Yep.
competition. And it's
Yep.
that you're a self... Daniel...
Oh, some of the best landed planes I ever had was somebody who worked their way to the top through the
Best
flight
landing.
attendant to be able to land the plane.
That's right.
The best landing planes. That's so good.
When I clap at the end when we land, when we don't hit a mountain, I can guarantee you 9/10 of the time it was a self-starter who landed that plane.
Yeah. Who started at the bottom, and
The mailroom.
learned the ropes. Yeah, they started
Yep.
in the mailroom with the peanuts.
And Tony, you got to do it and you didn't even have to work your way up. It was nepotism.
Yeah, I think I showed him my blue check marks on social media, and they're like, "Oh, come right in, Mr. Thaxton."
They were like, oh my God, weren't you in Forbes?
Exactly. But now that I want to try these new techniques, I'm flying to Chicago this week, so I'm going to try some of these other
Oh
techniques.
yeah, aren't you turning around and doing another one of these like right now?
Yeah.
Are you gonna? How's your recovery cycle gonna time up here?
Oh, it's right as I am feeling okay is when I'm going to leave, and then I have to play 2 shows in one night that are within like 5 hours of each other.
Will the songs all be a little slower because you're sore?
if possible, that would be nice. But
Tony, have you ever said to the band, look, I know we're Motion City soundtrack. I know we got to do the cities. And as a band, we got to cover the soundtrack. But can we cut down on the motion of it all?
I'm gonna make a note of that. I'm gonna use that this week. Yep.
Yeah.
Use.
So
You always
Set up
need
the
a few
company
quips.
two shows within 5 hours of each other, like a daytime show and a nighttime show.
Yeah, we are playing the Riot Fest in Chicago. So our set is at like 6 p.m. or something like that at the festival. And then we are doing an after party show at a club. And we go on at like 11 or something there.
Damn.
Oh, that's great for you guys because that's like the average length of your band's refractory period, right?
Yes, exactly.
I didn't mean anything unseemly.
Lovely.
Is there a
That's
non-sexual...
not what I meant. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant
Isn't
like
that
you
only
guys
about-
after the show jack off. Or something.
Is there a non-sexual refractory period?
Ooh,
Tony?
I don't know, but
Talk to
gotta
my
find out.
ex-husband. Yes. That was in the voice of Maxine from the Hallmark cards.
Wait,
Do you
is
remember-
Maxine like the Hallmark version of Kathy?
Maxine was you'll know her when you see
Oh,
her.
she's-
She's like a character actor. Yeah.
Yes.
Once you see her, you'll remember her.
I think I know.
She has the big white frizzy hair
Yes.
and glasses, and she's sardonic to say the least.
Yes, I do know who that is. So, listen, I have a question for you, Paul Rust. So,
Oh.
I had this woman so a week ago Monday, I had this woman, Emily Oster, on my show. She's great. She's written these parenting books. She's a professor at Brown, and she is an economist, and she looks at data and sort of gives people frameworks to make parenting decisions. And she's written a lot about COVID and risk assessment. That's all backstory. That's all. That's
neat.
actually, to be fully honest, that's just me saying, everyone, please go listen to that episode with Emily Oster because it was great.
That's cool. Yeah.
But after she was on the show, unrelated to the show, she posted pictures of herself in an ambulance headed to the hospital. She's fine. She's fine. But she said that a French press fell and she tried to catch it. and cut her hand and had to get stitches. And I was like, I do not understand how trying to catch a falling glass object cuts your hands, because in my mind, it hasn't broken yet. But I remember when you first came to do my show, your hands were all wrapped up because you had tried to catch a falling glass bowl. How does this happen?
Gosh, wow. Well, how does this happen?
How does
that was what I was.
It hurt you is what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, well, what happened for me, because mine was even dumber, because the bowl came down, cracked in two, and then I tried to grab both pieces as if I was going to like be able to glue them. It'd be better to grab two pieces and glue them together rather than have them smash on the ground and I have to spend the work sweeping it up. Or
Got
something.
Got it.
Or spend all that work gluing it together, which I would also probably do, I guess, in the situation. But so when I grabbed two separate broken pieces of bowl, it sliced each like pinky.
Ugh.
But the how of it, like the true how, I was already kind of thinking about that when you were talking about the like controversial point of view here. I'm not saying it's the case of the French press. More, it happens to me when I get and have accidents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do take a moment back and I go, what is going on with me psychologically that hey, nobody ever thinks I want to slice up my fingers with a bowl, but why was my mind not fully 100%? Be careful around sharp things.
Yeah.
Don't grab that. And is it because I maybe trying to save it quickly? But also maybe, I don't know, I had a big meeting later that day. And now I can go, I don't have to go to the meeting because I saw, I think there's a possibility of that sometimes.
Interesting.
Especially when the accident isn't caused by somebody. Like, when I almost rear-end somebody in traffic, I go, hey, what's going on, dude? Why are you not like on the top of the ball of like making sure you don't die? Like, not saying because I want to die. I just mean like sometimes your main mind is set on self-preservation more than other times, I think.
Yeah.
Was that day that you cut your hand the day you had that meeting with that big glass bowl company?
Oh my God, yes. I knew I was going to have to tell the story.
Where you had to pitch your campaign to selling these unbreakable glass bowls.
Yeah, the slogan was, "Those bowls don't break."
Emphasis on break. They do a lot of things, but they don't break.
Never. Good thing I didn't say those bowls never break. I was almost had that for the slogan, but changed it.
So I bet that's what happened with the French press, too. I bet it broke and she was trying to catch the pieces.
Isn't it also super hot? That's a problem.
I'm imagining that it didn't have coffee in it. I don't know. I don't know the details.
Oh, but yeah, because what if she caught it and it was whole, but then it broke in her hands, like she's like smashes it in her hand, like and then like breaks the French. I'm saying that's impossible. I think that would be like she'd have to be like Hulk.
I think that's what happened.
I think the glass on a French press is pretty thin generally, though. Those aren't
really
super.
You saying you could crush one?
Yeah, you want to see?
Yep.
Oh my God! Look, he's got one already. And he crushed it.
He crushed it.
To your point, Paul, my therapist when I lived in New York, I have to divide them by location. That was her way of thinking. And I think she often felt like, what's the, why am I not in my body? Like, why am I accident prone, etc. I tend to think, well, I'm very accident prone, so I don't read that much into it. But I do hear what you're saying.
I'm accident prone too. So yeah, I try to get my mind around it.
Yeah. I'm just often distracted. Like things slip out of my hands a lot. I don't do a lot with glass though. Like even if I saw your compelling commercial, these bowls don't break with your hands all bandaged.
These bowls don't break. And then what if they had to use like CGI to cover up the bandages so that my hands are like just a little bit bigger than my body?
Yeah, they kind of like, and like when you move them, they don't, like the middles of your hands kind of like move around wrong.
Glitch.
Yeah, they didn't erase it; they just painted over it, so it's as big as the bandage.
Yeah.
Right, like big paws.
And I think they were low on the budget, so they used the hands of the general from the General Insurance.
Yeah, they use Shaq's hands from the General commercials.
And then something else I was thinking about. I was remembering my mom's travel coffee cup from when she used to take me to school. And commuter cups have come a long way, because what we think of as a commuter cup, like the thermosy, like a Yeti or or a Brewmate or the thermosy thing with a lid, I don't know that they had those then. What my mom had, and I'm curious if anyone else's mom.
Was it one of those wide base ones?
Yes. It's
It
like,
was like a.
it looked like if it were in 2D, it looked like an oval on top. No, I can't do shapes.
It looks like one of those chemistry
yes,
things with the sort
a
of
flask
yeah.
on top
An
of like a
Erlenmeyer
trapezoid.
flask?
On top of like a
Yes.
almost like a wine glass, how it will kind of come a stem will.
Or like
The
a
stem was
sherry
tiny.
glass.
It's like a martini glass upside down.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I think
like
shape.
there's something called an
okay.
Erlenmeyer flask that I think is something like this. And I'm
Look
not
at
a scientist, but I think that might be it, and I learned that from
No,
Breaking
I
Bad.
think you're right. I believe
Is it
Okay.
an Erlenmeyer? I remember hearing the term Erlenmeyer, Bunsen, Pipette, all these things. But I don't
all the
remember.
hots, all the greats, all the hotties of the age. I have become someone who takes just a glass in my car,
Oh my God.
and I will say that this is in no small part influenced. Oh, I hope you don't mind that I revealed that. Sometimes you have coffee mugs in your car, and I love that. And you were the first friend that I had that was like, "Oh, you just take your coffee mug and you drink it." And then since then, I've learned to several people just do this. You just take the glass and you drink it in the car. And now I started doing that with iced coffee. I love it. I'm just drinking from my glass. I like it.
I knew the
Whoa.
spotlight was going to get shined on this
I'm sorry.
when you started bringing up traveling cup, Allison. I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to have to answer for." And it's funny that you bring up the mother of it all, because you know that old '80s drug ad where it was like, "Where'd you pick up this dope and coke?" And it's like, I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Yes, I do remember that. I thought you were
Stop the podcast and go get some cocaine.
I thought that's Wendy Molyneux, your Great North boss.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were going to say, this is your brain on drugs. Because that's the main one I think of. But yes, I learned it from watching you, Dad. I remember that very well.
Yeah, but the '80s was there was no shortage of PSAs.
Oh my God,
You know
one
what?
to
for
grow on.
anti-drug ones.
And now no one uses drugs. So
It works.
congrats.
Yeah,
It works.
Problem solved.
Congrats to them.
Yes. So wait, did you learn it from watching your mom?
I learned. Yeah, my mom would put her mug of coffee in the car, and it would invariably get spilled. Inevitably, invariably,
Inevitably, I think.
Indubitably. And she put. I don't put milk in my coffee, but this sounds so like talk about therapy. Mother would put milk in her coffee, but it spilled a little. It would spill, and it would kind of have a milky smell in the car. Whereas if coffee is spilled, black coffee is just. It's fine. It smells great.
So you saw your mom drink her maternal milky coffee
Wait a minute.
and spill it.
not her own milk,
She wasn't
or maybe that is what he was saying.
pouring maternal milk into her coffee.
Well, no, but the whole thing is maternal because she is his
Wow.
mom. Okay, fine.
Jesus.
Look, anyway. So you saw
I brought it up. You're right. You're right.
you saw your nurturing mother drinking her milky coffee in the car, and she'd spill it, and then everything would smell, and you're like, that's a great system. I'm going to carry that into my adult life.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I've tried other things. I've gotten like thermoses and stuff, and this gets into real candy ass territory. So I'm sorry about this.
This show, I love that.
The texture
Yes!
of the thing on your lips and mouth is never good.
I think that's what that's what I was thinking, but I forgot that this is what I was thinking earlier.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I love little pieces of metal on my teeth and on my lips when I'm drinking hot coffee.
While I'm
Like,
driving a big metal thing, I get metal on my tooth.
if they can build a thermos that's made out of the porcelain or whatever
Yes.
that mugs are made out of, that would be
I feel
perfect.
like they make those.
Yeah, they
that's what
probably
these
do.
Yeah.
that's what these Erlenmeyer no spill, but they did spill porcelain mugs that like flanged out at the bottom.
Those didn't work.
I know, I know, but they felt good on your lips and teeth.
They first of all, this
but
was
can I
back in the day when they didn't have cup holders in cars.
I know
So
my
don't
mom would just set it on the
They'd
dash.
put it on the dash.
Well, even if they did, they wouldn't be able to hold that thing. There's no
No.
cup holder for that. And it's also like, isn't it like I the ones that I'm picturing are like whatever spun, like clay or something.
Yes.
These things. So
Ceramic.
it wouldn't ceramic. Thank you. Spun,
What did I call them?
Spun
Porcelain?
ceramic.
Spun
Yeah.
ceramic.
But
Very
like,
lightweight.
the whole calculus of it is comfort of drinking versus temperature preserved, right?
Yeah.
Like if you take the mug, or in my case, what I like, my version of it, Paul, I like glass, to drink iced coffee from a glass. I really like drinking it from a glass. Even the plastic thing bothers me now.
I hear you, man.
And but after whatever 20 or 30 minutes in the car, the temperature's done. So we got to find this happy medium. You're right that somebody's built all of this 10 years ago, probably. But
Hey, I think if we track down Patricia Arquette, we could find a happy medium.
all right, let's do it.
So, yes, I agree. I cannot find a commuter mug because I took my coffee in a commuter mug this morning, a tall one, and then I came home and I poured it instantly into a coffee mug because I'm like, I can't wait to not be drinking out of this thing. It is ruining the experience
Well, and
for me. I
totally.
can't get with it.
Also, the main problem with these is always that the mouth, the hole's too small, and so it's just like a trickle of coffee.
Yeah.
And it's
They
not
just need to be able to. Oh, I guess I see them where they make the hardened versions of the Starbucks cup,
Yeah.
the adult sippy cup, because that can be good in terms of like lid and hole, lid work and hole action.
Whole action. Mike Cole. I can't decide if I call you Mike or Michael. What do I call you?
I mean, you can vacillate. That's fine with me. It can evolve over time.
All
You
right.
said Mike.
For years-
You said Mike first.
Yeah,
I've
it
known him
felt
for
right.
years, and I still have the same struggle after years, so I understand.
I mean, I don't know how to make this easier for you guys. I'm happy with either. Is it my indecisiveness that's the problem? Say Michael.
No, I would just say
Call me Michael.
it's the split we all feel, which is like,
Oh, is this like a
he's a buddy in my heart, like a buddy. So I want to call him Mike, but I have reverence for him, so I gotta call him Michael.
Yeah.
Now that's not the case. I mean, not that is the case for me, but it's not the case. I easily call Michael Mike, and it threw me off when I moved to LA and all these people calling him Michaels running around.
I have these friends, Mike and Rob, who they were Mike
Michael and Robert. Yeah, I know those guys.
You know that? Yeah.
Michael
they
and
call him
Robert.
something else.
When I met them, they were Mike and Rob. But now they are Michael and Robert, but not to me. I can't do it.
Especially Bob to Robert. That's a big jump.
No, it was Rob, though.
Rob to Robert.
It is a big jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
'Cause
have
that's
the
going
time for
from-
the Cull and the Bert.
Yeah, why not go Rob to Bert?
Oh, I think he tried to be Bert for a little while. But get this.
Oh, there was a little failed chapter there. That's sad.
Get this. And this is the content people come for. They come for our coffee commuter mug talk and name chat. I call Daniel. But the people who knew him when he was younger, he was Dano
Dan.
and maybe
Whoa.
Dan.
Family would call me Dano. Friends would call me Dan.
Aw.
Right. So I am sitting here calling him Daniel. I am like the people who call Mike and Rob Michael and Robert, like these latter day presences in their life.
Probably
Do you
is
call
better
him?
to insist on something? I just say, my name is Daniel because that's my name, but I don't care what you call me. Like you can call me Dan or Dano or whatever. It doesn't matter.
But
That's
no
my dad's
Danny.
name.
Once, yeah.
And does he? And Mike, does he call you?
You didn't quite let yourself do it, did you?
I didn't do it. Does your dad go by Dan or Daniel or Danny or something?
Never Danny. That's the thing for him. That's not a thing for me. Nobody calls me Mikey because of a couple of fat lips over the years. Not really. I don't care. I think people just like don't do it. But Dan Cassady is his name. Like that's a pretty
That's a good
established
name,
thing.
though.
That's a really good name.
I think I'd stick with Dan if my last name was Cassidy.
Dan Cassady, good name. This is him right here. Should I take it off the wall?
Sure. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Patreon.
See Dan Cassidy. See Daniel. Well,
Wow. Is
And
he on the
what's
shoulder
the name of that
guy?
group, Mike?
No, he's not on his shoulder, but he is like standing like on a loading dock or something.
What's the name of that band, Mikey?
Sorry.
Just for the viewers, listeners at home.
That's so awesome that Peter Weir had that picture of my dad up here. Just like Coppola did last time I was here. He had pictures of my dad on his wall too. That brass quintet name is Jive for Five.
oh, that's right. This was in one of the quizzes, I think.
Oh yeah, last time we did the band
Yeah.
name thing. That's right.
Now we have proof.
It's true.
Listen, I need to talk to you guys.
It's not really proof. I mean, we don't know what his dad looks like.
Yeah, it's true. And we don't even know that that's necessarily Jive for Five. We could have
Is
just
that
seen
the
it.
real Jive for Five?
Yeah. Listen, I want to talk to you guys about POSHMARK. You might be familiar with POSHMARK. POSHMARK
Oh, yeah.
is a super. Do you guys sell stuff on POSHMARK, Paul?
No, I just we call them it was the beauty mark on one of the most beautiful Spice Girls.
This is a
One of the most beautiful Spice Girls.
well, yes, that is a POSHMARK. This is a different POSHMARK, no relation. However, I bet you could find Spice Girl stuff on POSHMARK. Download the app. It is super great for selling stuff. It's great for buying stuff. Snag a bargain. You can get Lululemon, Nike, Louis Vuitton for up to 70% off. There's tons of lightly used or brand new items with tags on POSHMARK. Shop for your next event or vacation on POSHMARK. Shipping is super fast. Download the app because it is so easy to use. There are celebs on there. Perhaps the one we just mentioned, I don't know, who have stores or they have closets up and running. I have a lot of stuff I would like to sell. POSHMARK is where I'm going to do it. Listeners of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend get $10 off your first purchase. Just enter the invite code NEWBESTFRIEND10 when you sign up. Again, that invite code when you sign up is NEWBESTFRIEND10 when you sign up. That's invite code NEWBESTFRIEND10. I also want to talk to you guys about Apostrophe. I don't know if you've noticed, but my skin looks beautiful. And if you're not able to see this, just trust. I mean, glowing, clear. I had these dark spots that I have faded. So Apostrophe is this great company. They specialize in acne products, but you can also go to them if there's some other skincare concerns that you want to tackle, like reducing redness, wrinkles, and dark spots. They connect you with a board-certified dermatologist, and they sell you science-backed oral and topical medications that are clinically proven to help clear acne. So I had been wanting to try Retin-A because I heard it's great for fine lines and things that, I mean, I'm far too young to possibly be dealing with, and yet I wanted to try it anyway. And so I used Apostrophe, and it's great. You take a quick quiz, you take 3 pictures, 2 profile pictures and a straight on picture. You receive a message saying your board certified dermatologist has reviewed your treatment plan, and then you can write back if you want. And I asked her, Dr. Maggie, I know her last name, but for some reason I'm hesitant to say just because I don't know. She wants her privacy. I don't know. But anyway, so I'll call her Dr. Maggie. And I, on my own, I said, after I'd been using it for a little while, I said, can we go up in concentration? And she said, she like reviewed my thing, looked at my pictures, complimented my progress, and said, sure. So anyway, it's super duper easy. We have a special deal for our audience. Save $15 off your first visit with a board certified dermatologist at apostrophe.com/bestfriend when you use our code bestfriend. This code is only available for our listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/bestfriend and click begin visit. Then use our code bestfriend at sign up and you'll get $15 off your dermatology visit. That's apostrophe.com/bestfriend. So apostrophe.com/bestfriend and use that code bestfriend to get your dermatology visit and save $15. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring the podcast.
That's a good deal.
Okay. So I found an article which has a bunch of thank you. Let's do that again. I found an article.
Article.
Oh, I love it. An article drop, which has the pronunciations of a bunch of words that are pronounced that are pronounced different depending on got regional pronunciations. So I thought that'd be fun to go through and see if how we all say them. But first, tell me if you guys are with me on this, and you don't have to be. Okay, so as everyone knows, and I feel like it is my thing, I host a podcast. So if I discover that someone who is a celebrity follows me and I don't follow them, I think to myself, I bet this person would want to be a guest on my podcast. Is that a leap that I should not be making? Because let's just say a famous celebrity, an actor, a comedian, a noted sleepwalker follows me, and I wasn't following him, and I saw he followed me, and he has a podcast, and I'm like, oh, I bet he wants to come on my show, and I reached out to him. Crickets. And I feel like maybe I made a leap that for example, in high school.
Well, careful. If you're hearing crickets, that means he might be sleepwalking.
In the same way that in high school and younger, if someone...
Yeah. Those.
Oh, he's here. If someone of the opposite...
Look out. Splash. Boing.
If
The
someone
crickets flew him here.
Right. When I was young, if someone of the opposite sex paid any attention to me at all, including just talking to me and making eye contact, I suspected maybe I have a shot with them. Maybe they have a crush on me. And I feel I've done the podcast version of that.
I think how many people does he follow? I think that's a big tell. Is if they're one of those people that follows thousands of people.
Oh, Allison,
Yeah.
Look, I don't think you're wrong in the least.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like if it's not an absurd amount of people that he follows, then I would agree with that. Yeah.
Let's find out. My phone is a little
What's
slow.
the over under here?
Yeah.
What's the number that makes him cool or just a jerk? No,
I don't think we're
I think no matter what, Allison, I agree that it invites the question at the very least. Like, I don't think it's an unwelcome thing to ask.
I think
So
you're right.
even if you don't hear back, like, it's not like you messed up.
So, okay. He follows... It's in the 1300s.
That's pretty high. It's
You think
not
that's
insanely high. But
I don't
it's
think
pretty
that's that high, but that's because I follow, like, I don't know, 1,500 or something.
Well, don't you do it like, isn't it like the ratio to the following?
Well, he has over 200,000 followers.
Like, at that point, you're not looking at the feed, though, probably. If you're following that many people, like, how can you...
Yeah.
Let's see
Wait.
how many I'm following. Oh, see,
How
I'm
many followers does he have? Did you say
over 200,000.
President Obama only has over 200,000 followers?
You right?
If it's the guy I'm thinking of, he has his own podcast and he has
Right.
a book coming out. So he
Yes.
might-
So I was like,
wanna-
I bet he would like to come on my show to promote that. But again, crickets.
Huh.
He's back.
Did you try
Oh, look
following
out,
the
he's
Jiminy
walking
Cricket
onto the
account?
street.
I should.
Yeah.
Or Cricket in Times Square, if anyone remembers that one.
Yeah. Might be
Are
worth
that?
just checking those.
Who's Cricket in Times Square?
That was a book that I read in 5th grade, and I don't remember who it's by.
I thought that was like the singing naked cowboy or something.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. They
The
should.
Cricket in Times Square was the original Pizza Rat.
Yes.
Where's Pizza Rat today? You know,
He's here.
You know what? He's doing pretty well for us.
Scurrying up my leg, of course. Hand me that slice, boy.
Yeah, what's he doing right now? He's scurrying up my back. Yeah, he's doing the tango in my kitchen.
Wait, what was there was
Okay,
some
Dennis Miller.
joke? There was
I thought you were
some.
going to say underpants or pants. Kitchen was better.
There was some joke that's like, what has 8 legs, 50 teeth, and is that I don't know, but it's crawling up your neck.
Yeah, that was good.
What was
That's a
it
good
though?
one. I mean, maybe it's one of those like kind of variation style jokes, you know?
Yeah, it's like what has
Aristocrats.
200 legs,
Yeah.
500 eyes.
Your
it's
mom's
filled-
beautiful smile.
Okay, let's do this word quiz thing. Tony, play something to indicate a word quiz thing.
Word
Tony
quiz.
Thaxton.
I do the word quiz.
Perfect.
The
Okay.
word quiz.
Now-
Bo-bo-bo-bo.
To spice it up, I am going to
Posh.
what? Yeah.
Posh spice it up.
to posh spice up. I am going to describe the word without saying it, and you guys have to guess.
That's good.
So that I
Wait,
don't.
so
Yeah.
you're describing a word and we guess what the word is?
And then we all say how we say it. Yeah.
And then we all,
your
right,
pronunciation.
right.
I feel
Yeah.
like I'm going to struggle with
Great.
this because I feel like anytime someone says, "How do you say this word?" then I'm like, "Wait, I don't know. How do I say that?" when it's one of these. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
you're gonna
We'll see what
lose.
happens here.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this first one is if you've been found if you've been arrested, you definitely don't want to talk to the feds until you have this person near you.
Lawyer.
Yes. Tony, how do you say this word?
Lawyer.
Okay, does everyone here say lawyer?
Lawyer.
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 Okay, because some people say liar.
Lawyer.
Okay.
Who?
That's what
No,
I
I
think of
say
In the
lawyer.
South?
In the
Liar?
South. That is exactly right.
that.
Yeah.
I've never heard. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Oh, really? My 8th grade teacher, Margot Sorensen, said liar. And she also
You're-
said Tom Sawyer.
But that was
Your 8th grade
Ah.
teacher sounds dumb.
And I think she was actually smart. Okay. The next one, it is the thing on top of your house, above your head. Not
Roof.
the ceiling. That's right. Do we all
Yeah.
say roof?
We're not from Boston. We say roof.
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 I have heard people say roof though.
Yeah, rough.
Who
Accord-
says rough?
Roof.
This is from
Besides my dog.
wordgenius.com, and it says in the western part of the country, particularly noticeable in California, which is weird to me, it's pronounced more like rough. I've not heard a rough out here.
I live with somebody who says rough.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's got 4 legs and covered in yellow fur and her tail
And
wags.
she's crawling up your neck right now.
Oh my God. Okay. The next one is what a chicken lays.
Eeg.
Egg.
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 Yeah.
Egg.
How else does someone say egg?
So you can say it like egg, AYG, or like egg.
Like it's the split that I have and me and Mike have from our neck of the woods, the BAG of it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's with egg. It's just that people can go egg or egg
Ag.
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
That one's pretty minor.
Egg or
Scrambled
egg?
eggs.
egg
Scrambled
or
eggs.
egg.
Egg
Yeah.
or egg?
That's a slippery one.
I say egg, which
say
apparently
egg.
is, while most people pronounce egg or egg with a short E, some northerners, those who've come in contact with Canadian accents, pronounce it with a long A sound like egg.
That's what I
Egg.
pronounce it, though.
I know. We're all kind of the same. All right.
Ooh.
Well, I
Check out that
guess
egg.
I never even use that word. I always go like early zygote, early human,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
pre-human, pre-zygote.
can I get 2 early humans over easy with bacon and
In Canada, they pronounce it egg.
egg?
Egg.
Hey,
Isn't that how
egg.
how Fonzie pronounces it?
hey.
Are there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any places that just pronounce both G's?
Yeah. Really, he really hit both of them.
Yeah.
Egg.
Andrew Dice Clay. He's
Yeah.
always pronouncing the egg without an
I
E.
thought our egg delivery man had a stutter, but he was just describing the product. Hey.
Hey.
All right. This next one is a confection, and I'm trying to it's a burnt sugar confection or a cooked sugar confection.
Meringue.
No, that's egg.
Can you spell it?
Yeah, CARAMEL.
Ah.
Caramel.
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 I say caramel.
I say
Caramel.
caramel now, but I grew up saying caramel.
I will say that I haven't said that word in years, I don't think. I never say that word, but
You got to live your life,
Caramel.
man.
I know, man. I know.
Well, I will
COVID,
do
man.
it from
COVID
the-
took me away from saying caramel.
I always do it from the Bible verse that a man with riches is like less likely to get into heaven, or more likely to get into heaven than a caramel through the eye of a needle.
I know it really points out the hypocrisy of today's religious
Yep.
dessert eaters. Okay, so we found. Well, this is interesting. Michael and Paul, you're from the same town, right?
Same area of the state.
Right,
Yeah.
same area of the state, and yet you say it
Iowa,
differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said
Ooh,
caramel.
interesting.
I thought that caramel was more of like an out here. I heard people say it more. Here's how often we say the word caramel. Caramel. I don't know. Maybe I do say caramel.
I've
I've never heard Paul say this in my life until just now.
Really,
I've
but
known
he
this guy
worked
for
at.
20 years.
Didn't he work at Blue Bunny Ice Cream?
Indeed.
Yeah, but I would always say, give me some of that light brown ribboned candy.
Give me
ice
the brown ribbons.
They're like, you mean caramel? I'm like, no.
In the Northeast,
No.
in the Northeast, caramel is usually pronounced with 3 syllables and an air sound on the first. In the Midwest and the West, it's most often pronounced with 2 syllables and a car sound at the beginning. Speaking of 2 or 3 syllables, we recently
Wait, but where do they do 2 syllables in the A? Because that's what I do. Don't
caramel.
leave me out. I'm
Wait, you say
feeling
caramel?
Caramel.
That's not an option.
You're out. You lost.
Well, that's what's all of this stuff. Daniel, I feel you. With all of this stuff, it's kind of like the beauty of language, man, is that it's fluid.
That's right. That's right.
Who's got these rules putting down on how to pronounce these words? I mean, I guess this test is embracing that people do it differently. They're not saying there's only one way.
No, but inadvertently, they're alienating Daniel.
Yeah, because there is a wrong way, and that's definitely it.
Yeah. So we watched/rewatched Sopranos recently, and I found myself
Heard
irritated
of
by
it?
the what?
You guys heard of the show? This
Oh yeah, I don't know
I
if you've
heard
heard
of
it. It's really good.
Oh, sure.
So anyway, Dr. Melfi, the way she says family, she says family. It's 3 very distinct syllables. And I am not an online troll, but if I were, I would be on the Sopranos or Sopranos subreddit talking about it because it bothered me. How many syllables is family for you?
5.
Ali.
Oh, I love it. It's so
Oh,
sassy.
that's very Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we just have 45 more words. Now, we actually have a lot, so let me just choose the best ones. Okay, the night clothes that your children might wear, you could wear them too.
Armor.
Armor.
Jams.
Tony, how do you say
Chastity
PJs?
belt.
See, I think this is one that I maybe say both. I feel like sometimes I'll say pajamas. Sometimes I might say... No, actually, I think I do always say pajamas. Maybe every now and then pajamas might sneak out, but then it, like, I feel snobbish or something when it comes out
Oh,
that way.
really?
Yeah.
That's how I
Pajamas.
feel about this next one, aunt or aunt. Because I say aunt, and aunt to me sounds like, oh, okay, hoity-toity.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you
Yeah.
on that.
But I say pajamas.
It seems like a UK thing. Pajamas.
I think aunt was how I was brought up to say it, but then I changed it to aunt consciously because she's not an aunt.
I changed it when that movie Aunts came out.
Daniel, I've never heard you say
That's a
aunt.
different movie.
Was that the one with Woody Allen?
Yes, it was.
An animated movie about aunts.
David Foley was in the other one.
Daniel, I've never heard you say aunt.
Daniel.
Yeah, well, that's because I don't talk about aunts all that often.
Are you
Doesn't come
sure you say aunt?
I think I
did
probably
you-
go back and forth.
did
If I'm not thinking about it, I say aunt. But if I'm thinking about it, I go, no, she's not an insect. She's an aunt.
literally never heard you say that. Okay, now
How do you, yes, and. That's how
I
we
don't-
do it.
Yes, aunt.
Yes, on.
yes, aunt. Okay, it's a nut, and a popular Thanksgiving pie is based around this nut.
Oh,
How do you that one? I go back and forth on.
me too.
This is like an emphasis situation.
Yeah,
Pecan.
Yeah.
I'm all pecan, but that first syllable gets the heat sometimes, huh? Pecan.
pecan. I don't know what I say.
pecan.
It's like saying
pecan.
TV.
I feel like there's three.
What's the third?
Pecan, pecan,
Oh yeah,
and pecan.
and pecan. People say pecan too. Yeah, I say pecan. Pecan.
I
No,
think
I
I
say
say
pecan pie. Pecan pie.
Pecan.
Yeah,
You know
pecan.
what I say? I say, no, thank you. You look like little vaginas baked on top of a pie.
Oh my god, I never saw it that way.
Yeah, I do.
It's so good though.
It's pretty good.
I don't like it.
That's Don Cassady's favorite kind of pie is pecan pie.
It's great.
That's for real. You know the trombonist from Drive for Five. We've been over
Oh, yes, yes.
Or so you say.
this. Yeah.
I think this is my caramel. I don't think I'm finding myself saying pecan too much.
This is my caramel.
Okay, just one more, but Paul, a question. Is the only problem you have, this is really snack chat when you think about it, is the only problem you have with it that it looks like little vaginas on a pie, or because there's a lot of other issues I could imagine, like
I also don't like the taste.
okay.
It's like when you hate somebody's personality and then it just kind of like
And then you start to-
helps that you also hate how they look.
Yes.
Snack Chat.
Do you ever feel like you hate how they look first and then it seeps into how you feel about their personality?
There's people who I meet and I go, this person has a face of like they're an asshole or something, and I have to. That's my hang up. I got to get over the fact they didn't get to choose their asshole face.
Yeah.
Now, would you prefer pecans if they looked like assholes?
Oh, like
If
a
they were
Cheerio?
walnuts, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a Cheerio. That's better.
Baked into a
Like a
pie that
chocolate
looks like
Cheerio.
an asshole. Yeah.
I know everyone, even people who aren't listening, want me to move on, but I can't. But do you like the taste of caramel or caramel? Because isn't that kind of the taste of pecan pie?
This makes me sound like a picky eater. It's just because you're asking me. I don't like caramel either.
That's okay.
I kind of get that, man. Like, that's not an ingredient I'm seeking out. I don't, if it's in stuff, I'm all for it. That's fine. If it's in a Buster bar from DQ, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's mixed in with something,
stuff.
but I'm not going
Yeah.
like, ooh, I got to go out and get me a candied apple tonight.
Yeah.
What about
But my teeth, like it seems like it's work on my teeth, like a candied apple, like a caramelized apple. It's just too. It's getting in my teeth.
What about like
Messy.
a dulce de leche something?
It's a messy sweet.
Or flan.
Dulce, I'll see you later. I'm out of there.
Butterscotch?
Butternotch.
Oh, that's if there was a woman who collected whiskey and you liked her but you didn't like her collection, she'd be a butterscotch.
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the last one. It's a thing that kids use to draw, and it's made out of wax.
Blood.
Cream.
Crayon.
I
say
say
it-
crayon. Like
I say
one
crayon. Crayon.
Crayon.
Yeah, it's one fluid syllable. You go pass through that Y though. Crayon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of two
might every
syllables.
now and then put a like almost like a half syllable like crayon.
That's what I
Like,
have.
you know
That's
what I
how I do the word poem. To me, that is it's 1.5 syllables.
Yeah.
Poem.
Yeah.
Huh.
Poem.
Oh.
Huh.
I can see that.
As opposed to poem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poem is a little. It's just too much.
Yeah.
So wait, Paul,
Funny
are you
that the word itself?
are you crayon as well? Just one syllable?
Crayon. Like cranberry.
Yeah. Get out,
Yeah.
you guys. I know that it seems like we're so different.
Yeah. So disparate.
Yeah, but we're really pretty similar.
The Cranberries would be a pretty good cover band name too. Like Crayonberries.
Yes, that
Like
they
a-
would
like
play kids music.
Cranberries for kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's like a fish band that does like daytime like kid shows of fish.
What are they called?
Great question. I actually don't remember. This was like 6 years ago. I think it's fish.
F-I-S-H.
I think they might be fish. Yeah, that's what it is.
How do you guys feel about fish? No offense to the fish heads listening, because I have been to a fish show and I think I listened to them a bit, but I would not want to revisit. That's music that I was into at that time in my life because of peer pressure, I'm going to say, but I don't think it's for me.
I never got into them like independently, but our pal Harris Littles
I know.
was a strong influence. And I think because of him, it's very fun to go to shows still, even though I'm not familiar with the discography to the same degree that everyone around me is.
It's truly like I've gone to a couple concerts, and it's truly like a church for me, which is like I'm opposed to it, but when I'm there, I'm surrounded by a group of people who are all like saying the words together and moving their hands in the same way. I'm just like, well, it makes me really happy you guys are all happy, and I'll join in for now.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah.
The shows I've been to have been really fun. I'm not queuing up their music very often to just like
No.
spin here. you know,
Yeah.
in
And I would
tours.
say what I'd say to Harris is like they got no hooks. They have no hooks. There's nothing like fun to listen to their music because they has a good riff.
Yeah,
And he was like, "No, here's the thing, man.
yeah, and
Their songs have a bunch of great hooks." And I'm like, "That's the problem. The bunch of just one great hook."
yeah. Well, and I do think it's diminutive. It diminishes them to call them just a jam band because they're truly, finally, there's very highly skilled musicians that are playing very precise music.
Well,
but
and
it
it's
sounds
really
like
hard to
jam band
distinguish.
music.
Yeah, and it's hard to distinguish between jam and jelly constantly.
Yeah, it might be jelly music. I can't
Is it
tell.
how
I'm
they
always seated
recorded
so
it?
far away, I can't see what he spread on his guitar strings.
Do you remember when Squirrel released their own jam band? It had like fungus and stuff in it. That kind of like hipster restaurant Squirrel. They released a jam band that had a bunch of mold and stuff in it.
Yeah, it was like a rubber band filled with jam, and we're seeing this through. Nobody's stopping us.
So that
A very
restaurant
specific
Squirrel, this restaurant Squirrel made their own jam, and it had all this like mold in it. And it's funny that if you guys are from LA, you didn't hear it because I heard this story was most popular in New York because was like the great LA story to share. Like, they make their own jam in restaurants and it's filled with mold. Let's go edit the New York Post, baby.
This bit, or whatever this is like a Fish song in that I can't find the hook. Like, there's so much.
Allison, you don't get it. We did a bunch of different hooks, all in the same.
Just give me one.
And it all sucked.
Wait, okay.
Just like Fish, it all sucked.
Was there really a restaurant named Squirrel?
Yes.
There is a restaurant named Squirrel.
And
SQIRL, I think is what it is.
Like some kind of computer code or something, or like Mail or Damon.
Ooh, that'd be a good bar name, Mail or Damon.
Mail or Damon.
Yeah. Matt Damon gets free drinks.
Ooh,
if he dresses up like
and Norman Mailer.
Yes. So wait, so they actually made their own jam and it had mold in it.
Yeah. That's the truth.
How did I miss this?
I think it was the...
You don't
right
get jam
before
beat
COVID.
anymore?
I forgot to renew. I forgot to renew my...
People always give me shit, and I get jam beat for the articles.
Well, they kept getting delivered down on my lawn covered in jam.
I did like the inserts with the samples for jam. Sticky, yes. But
it was like you could smell a perfume, but you could just lick a little
yes,
stripe of jam.
Exactly. I would open it up and then rub it on toast.
Yeah.
Just to get the taste.
Yeah, if I had a big job interview, I would go down and I would get some toast and I'd put the jam on it and have a good breakfast.
Yeah, and then I would rub the jelly toast into my armpits like perfume. Is that how perfume works?
Yeah.
You put it on bread. Put it in your armpit.
Yes, that's how you don't get too much. It used to be that you would walk right through the jar of jam, but now you put it on bread first and just put it on your pulse points.
Guess who put that out? Big Bread. Big Bread is interesting. Big Bread is having low stocks. Then all of a sudden we're being told that bread is the best way to apply perfume. Okay.
Yeah. Remember? Yeah. Bread almost went bankrupt. People didn't even stop eating bread. They had to come up with something.
Well, they only had really one great idea.
Yeah, slicing it, right?
Yeah, they haven't really been able to top that.
It's time. Do you think they're looking for someone to come in? Like the same self-starter who's flying a plane right now needs to go to the bread factory and rock their world.
Cubed bread. They're like, it's croutons, you asshole.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, most bread applications have been done.
Yeah.
Just the crust.
Breadsticks.
Yep. That's
or
right.
like crumbs, breadcrumbs. We already got it.
Just like a bag of sliced bread that's been just beaten into the ground a bunch of times.
Yeah, kind of like pigeon meal.
Ooh. Wait.
Pigeon meal? What's pigeon meal?
Like cornmeal, but the meal you give pigeons.
Or made out of pigeons.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Wait.
Love it.
What about crustless bread?
That's kind of Uncrustables.
Oh.
Or those crustable little sandwiches, right?
Yeah, but
those
they
little kind of pinched sandwiches with no crust.
That is what those are, yeah.
What about circular bread?
Ooh.
Nice. Well,
bring in the fire.
The check is in the mail.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, let's not keep giving it away. Let's.
Yeah. Right. These are ideas you have to hold under lock and
key. Yeah, we got to keep this in the think tank.
Yeah, don't anybody get the word out about circular bread.
Or crustless bread that's not Uncrustables. Listen, you guys, I need to tell you about something that I'm passionate about, and it is Olive and June's manicure system. It comes with everything you need to do a home manicure. So again, I refer you to my Instagram feed because you can see the manicures that I've been doing myself. I didn't do my nails for the entire pandemic. I'm not really a do my nails myself person, but then I received the Olive and June Mani system. And I watched a video on their website and I'm like, okay, I think I can do this and I think it would be fun. And I gave myself a manicure and then it dried and I took my kids to school, which involved it was just Elliot at that point. It involved putting Elliot in and taking him out of his car seat. And the manicure, not a gel manicure, just regular manicure, survived that. And I was like, okay, I've become a true believer. And then since I have used, oh my gosh, Stellar is the name of like a sparkly white. I pretty much only wear light or dark. So my first one was Pink Sands, light pink. Then I did a sparkly white called Stellar. And then I did a dark red called Obsessed. And I just took it off today so I can do a new one. It really is a game changer. And I was doing some research because I'm like, how is it that it doesn't chip? I don't understand. And these nail polishes have a higher concentration of resin than some of your other nail polishes. So that is the secret. That is how it is that it like wears almost like gel. It is crazy how long these manicures last. So like I said, I'm a total convert. Getting beautiful salon perfect nails at home is now a dream come true with Olive and June. Your new nail life is here. Visit oliveandjune.com/bestfriend and use code bestfriend for 20% off your first mani system. This is an exclusive offer you can only get here. That's oliveandjune.com/bestfriend, code bestfriend for 20% off your first mani system. oliveandjune.com/bestfriend, code bestfriend. And then I also want to tell you guys about Embark. You have certainly heard me talk about the Embark Breed and Health Kit. This is a DNA kit for your dog. And it's very easy. It's just a cheek swab. So it was very easy for Wendy. And so Wendy is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. I knew that it was going to come back saying she was a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, which it did. But there's all this other information that came back as well that was invaluable. Stuff like so they test for certain health conditions and you can find out if your dog is a carrier, which she was not, thankfully. And then also you can be there's like I don't want to say social media. It's not social media, but you can be connected to relatives of your dog. So I get these little alerts anytime one of Wendy's relatives, signs up for Embark and I can find their profile and then I can communicate with them. Jackie Johnson, who's Chooch, she found out what Chooch is made of in the dog sense, like what breeds make up Chooch. And then she also found a relative of Chooch's. She posted photos of them. They both crossed their paws in the same way. It's so cute. It's really more there's a few, there's some competitors out there and Embark is much more thorough than the others. Whereas the others might say your dog is these 3 breeds. Embark is it's more thorough. It's more comprehensive. So you will find out what your dog is in more detail. Learn your dog's inner secrets with Embark, the highest rated dog DNA test. Right now, Embark has an offer on their Breed and Health Kit for our listeners. Go to embarkvet.com to get free shipping and save $50 off your Embark Breed and Health Kit with promo code BESTFRIEND. Visit embarkvet.com and use promo code BESTFRIEND to save $50 today.
And take it from me, Gru. I use it on the minions.
I have to warn anyone who uses it, though, if you get connected to your dog's relatives, they might start hitting you up for treats.
I know. I had to say no, and I felt
awkward.
Felt bad.
Yeah.
That's when I
COVID
pulled out.
is tough for everybody. I don't know what to tell you.
That's what you can use the bread for.
Yes. That's perfect.
I would like to say hello and welcome to our new patrons. I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/Patreon. If you sign up for a year, you get 2 months free. So 12 months for the price of 10. Deal. It's a good deal. Listen to Renee. All right, let's do it.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Hello and welcome, Dan Man. Normally, I'm saying hello and welcome to more people. But this week, it's just Dan Man.
Dan Man, you did it, brother.
You did it, Dan Man.
Or is
Thank
it
you.
Dan? It might be Daniel Manuel.
That's right.
Or it could be Danman.
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 Don Mon. Don Mon.
Don Mon.
Welcome. Okay.
Unlock the Don Mon.
I need to ask a don't stop or we'll die question. And I feel like I probably asked this of you guys already, but I can't remember. So indulge me. The song about I've been trying to fuck that frog all summer.
Mm-hmm.
Lily
Yes.
pad on your doorstep. I know that we've talked about it
Yes.
before, but I was just recently listening to it again and I was cracking up again. What made you write this song?
Mike
story?
and I. Now, the story is in the song. It's told from the point of view of somebody who suspects that their lover is having an affair with
A certain hopper.
yeah.
A certain green hopper.
Now, it's loosely based on the truth because what it was Mike and I individually, we were in relationships with frogs.
Yeah.
And we found out the frogs started having an affair with human females.
Oh my God.
We were fucking male frogs, and we found out that they had human lady partners.
And the best way to process that grief was to write Lily Pad on your doorstep.
Yep. Like all great artists, we used our pain to fuel our art.
Well, I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you
I'm
for
glad
listening
you like
to
it. And thanks for listening.
That's very kind.
You guys have a vinyl album out, do you not?
It's true. In fact, that very song is imprinted onto so many vinyls. The album Dazzle Me came out. You can get yours at don'tstoporwilldie.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, it's great. We got it all mastered and released mixed for record, and then we have some liner notes in there with some art.
That's right.
It's great.
Well,
Now-
I even have one right here. This is what
Ooh.
the inside looks like.
Ah,
Ooh.
Mike, you said that particular song is imprinted on so many vinyls, but is it on all of them?
The Lily Pad song is on each record.
Okay,
That
good.
That is our guarantee. It's this weird thing. If you've never printed vinyl before,
I never
you send
have.
them a bunch of songs, and they're like, "Look, we'll fit as many songs on in each one as we can." And it's kind of a roll of the dice. But we made them promise that Lily Pad is on every record.
but just one side. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's our first ever vinyl. We don't really have much physical media these days, the trees dying and all. And also, it's a huge thing to
But
do.
it's cool. I think, Mike, we can say this. We always liked it to kind of be like a bonus surprise, but anybody who orders a vinyl, it's delivered to your door by the star of vinyl, Bobby Cannavale.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say it's delivered by a frog, but I can see where it's too soon for you guys to hire a frog.
Well, depending on what
Yeah.
the climate is like, where you live, like if it's really hot, he might not do it. But if you live in a temperature where he can handle it, he will wear the frog costume and deliver it dressed like a frog.
Wow.
And,
So what's the shipping time then?
3 flies.
the
3 to
lives-
5
the
flies.
lives of 3 flies.
What
It ships very quickly. It should ship within a week, and you get a digital download of the album also when you buy it.
I was just
That's
wondering
true.
if Bobby is delivering all of them.
Yeah,
How
it's kind
long?
of a Santa Claus situation where we have this. This is maybe, I don't know how much time we have, but we found this kind of, I guess, magical dust. And when you sprinkle it on Bobby Cannavale or anything really, they can traverse the world in a single night
Oh, wow.
and deliver.
Yeah, he's sneezing the whole time. He kind of has like a allergy to
Yeah,
it.
it's tough. We gotta dial it in a little bit for him. But
So when he delivers your record, he's probably going to be sneezing while he
But
does.
that's how you know, sort of like from Music Man, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the
Right.
like. That's how you know your Dazzle Me album is almost there. You hear Bobby sneezing.
yeah,
Now, is that
Yeah,
is that
it's
how
like
the
ice cream truck?
is that how the legend of Columbus Day Eve started? Where if you've been good all year, Bobby Carnival will deliver vinyl to you.
yeah. I think that's how that old legend from the ages began.
Yes.
I remember when I first heard about it. I was, gosh, I mean, I've known about it as going way back.
Way
Back. Daniel, I forgot to tell you, and I should have told you. Elliot asked me the other morning, how does Santa Claus know if you've been good or bad?
Ooh.
And then he was asking more questions too. And by the way,
Looking for loopholes.
Daniel and I are pretty like unsure how much we want to lie to our child about Santa Claus, although we are doing it. We're going for it Santa Claus wise, but I don't know at this point. I forget what I told him. I think I told him the elves tell him. And then he said, but how do the elves see us? They're in the North Pole. And I'm like, fuck.
They can tap into our phones.
They asked Jesus.
That's what I should have said.
Jesus is a narc.
Santa
The
is
ultimate rat.
friends with God. Santa's friends with God. The elves are friends with Jesus, and they see you all the time doing what you're doing,
Yeah.
little boy.
And Mrs.
That's
Claus
when you say that.
is-
That's when you lay that on him.
Mrs. Claus is busy
God is watching you every day, little boy.
every day. You gotta have Santa's eyes on you every day of the year.
Speaking of eyes, and then we'll wrap up. There is this movie, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, with Jessica Chastain and Andrew Garfield. It looks good, but does it bother anyone else that there was also another movie called The Eyes of Tammy Faye? Do you guys remember this?
Yeah, the documentary. I loved that documentary.
Yes. Why are they using the name again?
I think they are they're using the documentary as inspiration for it, but it is confusing.
Yeah.
And because it's a really good title.
That's probably what it is.
It is. I love it. Yeah, it's such a good title. So, but
I don't know. I feel like it should be like the I don't know.
Should have just been.
I kind of don't
Tammy
like
exclamation point.
Yes.
Oh.
Tamra.
I feel like it's a little bit like I don't know, the playing of the Tanya Hardings and stuff. It feels like some kind of weird version of like the how people you don't wear fat suits anymore.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just don't like the kind of like oh, Jessica Chastain is playing a Southern hick. Like, can you believe such a thing? It's like, can you believe?
Wait, are you saying like when Charlize
cares?
Charlize Theron played that what's her name, Warnos?
That was the start of it, I think.
Yeah. When it was
And
like
Margot Robbie.
But she gets credit for being the first.
Yeah.
There's something
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
classist about it. Like you're shaming someone for their class position.
and kind of
Yeah, and
confirming.
maybe I shouldn't say it's not the actors doing it. It's supposed to be kind of the gimmick of the movie a little bit, is like, come see this glam woman, high class be low class.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm not some snowflake, okay?
Okay, the woke police has arrived.
The whole Tammy Faye
Oh, yeah,
thing.
they don't use sirens because it's so loud.
Triggered.
My delicate lips can't touch that coffee mug.
I don't like caramel, and I can't drink from a non-coffee mug.
Classic snowflake.
But who remembers the Tammy Faye stuff anyway? That was such an 80s joke. It's like,
Yeah,
I vaguely do.
Is this... I feel like I remember her... I could be wrong, but I feel like when they first hit the scene, her name was Tammy Faye. And her thing was like, as she was talking...
She totally...
Yeah.
her thing was pulling the Tammy Faye.
Crazy. I thought that was originally her name, Tammy
Also,
Faye.
Paul, I remember too when that first all happened. I was like, "Oh my god, she has hit the scene."
I
Tammy
was like,
Faye has hit the scene.
I remember
Hit the
thinking,
scene.
yeah, she exploded onto the scene.
Yeah. And then it kind of dwindled off after
then-
she first hit the scene.
And then after
it
she
got a
would
little
talk,
quiet.
she would
Yeah.
get just a
Yeah, the first
remember
few
that.
times I thought that something was wrong with my TV.
Yeah, I thought something was wrong with my Tammy.
Well, Tam. All right, so Tammy Faye, the documentary Fab. The movie's going to be good too, maybe, huh? I don't know.
I mean, have you seen how they have made her look? They've made a smoke show like Jessica Chastain. They've frumped her up.
Oh, not since Courtney Cox was that fat lady on Friends.
I remember that.
Remember that? I don't like that stuff. I didn't like it at the time.
You know, speaking of Friends, and I said I did my last speaking of, and then I said we were going to wrap up, and we are. But I was thinking about Friends the other night, and I was thinking how well does everyone here know every single episode of Friends? I know it well.
I like Friends. It's not snobbiness. I just don't know every episode.
Yeah, the same.
Okay, well, have you guys seen the one where Monica walks in wearing the turkey on her face, and then Chandler says, "I love you"?
Is that the actual title? Because I know they did the one where...
Yes, it's the one where Monica walks in wearing the turkey on her face, and Chandler says, "I love you." It's a classic.
I have seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she puts the turkey on her head and then shows up in the doorway, and he's like, "You're so great, I love you." And she goes, "What?" But I was just thinking, could someone really wear a turkey over their head? Wouldn't you suffocate?
Let's find out.
Ask Mr. Bean.
Wait, did you say ask Mr. Bean?
Yeah, Mr. Bean had to suffer through that, I think, a couple
Oh, really?
times.
He had to. Yeah. I mean,
In order to earn his bean
I like to
card.
cook a turkey every Thanksgiving, maybe sometimes at Christmas, and I'll tell you that I think you would have to find a very special turkey to make this work. And I'm sure they did for Friends. They have
Like in
you know,
Thailand?
they have the full power of NBC at their backs. They probably searched the world for that turkey and found the one that had the Courtney Cox
Didn't you see the
shaped
documentary?
hole in it.
Didn't you see the documentary about the worldwide search for the turkey that Monica could put her head in?
Yeah. It's called the one about the one where Monica wears a turkey on her face and Chandler says, "I love you."
Yeah.
The prequel.
Yeah. That was almost as good as the Eyes of Tammy Faye. You guys, this couldn't have been more fun. Once again,
Yeah.
it's been the most fun. Thank you so much. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you're subscribed or following or whatever the language is in your app of choice so you get the episodes automatically. You don't want to miss out. Tell your friends. Maybe you've already told them. Maybe it's time for you to tell them again that you enjoy the show. And also, please leave us a nice comment on Apple Podcasts or wherever. It helps out the show. Follow me on social media at Allison Rose on Twitter and Instagram. Listen to my other podcast, Childish.
You just got Fitz-dogged.
And Paul, where might we find you? Please plug whatever you would like to plug.
Oh, yeah. Mike here and we have a podcast that we also do with Tony here called Song a Week with Don't Stop or We'll Die. And Mike and I present a brand new, fully produced song every Wednesday. It's a real hoot. We have a good time.
Great. And Mike, what about you?
Yeah, definitely check out Song a Week. Order some Don't Stop or We'll Die vinyl. And
Oh, we have a Patreon, right, Mike?
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Don't Stop or We'll Die for all the bonus episodes, and our weekly songs a week are over there for download. We got 45 songs over there already. New to the pod.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Daniel?
I got nothing to promote. You can just follow me if you want. No, whatever.
Where would we find you?
My name, at Daniel Quantz.
Great. And Tony?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
and my podcast Bizarre Albums every Tuesday. And if you live in Chicago, I'll be there this weekend playing on Friday at Riot Fest with Motion City Soundtrack, and then Concord Music Hall that night, also with Motion City Soundtrack.
Hey.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you guys so much, listeners. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go.